Now, the horrible irony of any war is that both sides can experience the same kind of loss and yet fail to see one another's pain. Well, one organization is bringing both Israeli and Palestinian families that have lost loved ones throughout the conflict together in hopes of finding a common basis for peace. Joining us now is RAMI ELHANAN, the co-director of the Parent Circle, formerly known as Israeli Palestinian Bereaved Families for Peace. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us a little bit about what your organization does.
This is a unique organization. It's the only organization on earth that does not seek new members. The price of the ticket is too high. I lost my 14-year-old daughter 20 years ago in a suicide bombing in Jerusalem. And I joined this unique organization in an effort to create some kind of reconciliation process.
So you're part of this organization with families that are both Israeli and Palestinians who are essentially coming together, and your goal is to find some sort of peace, some sort of deal that can be made, right?
Our goal is to find a way of knowing each other, of reaching out to one another and create this understanding between one another that we will not go away. The Palestinians will not go away, the Israelis will not go away. We are doomed to stay here together. And we have to decide whether we share the land one way or the other, or we share the graveyards under it.
Now, I understand that you actually just traveled to London to meet with members of parliament there on behalf of the organization. What did your meeting entail? What did you discuss there?
We had huge events in the UK. People are willing to listen to us. People are willing to accept us. People are very, very enthusiastic of our message, the joint message of Israeli and Palestinian bereaved families. And we were sitting in the parliament with the conservative members and liberal and the Labour Party, and people are really anxious to help, which is very encouraging.
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine if they accepted you with open arms there. So I guess, the final question here is, what does your organization believe is the right basis for a reconciliation process between the Israelis and the Palestinians?
We are not a political organization. We don't draw lines on maps or phrase articles of peace agreement. But we are very much political in our common denominator. We lost our kids because of the occupation. And we need to change this situation. We need to come to an agreement.
Well, I think it's beautiful to see that there is, that you're coming together, that there are families coming together from both sides. Obviously, the reason is very dark, and, we're so sorry for your loss and the loss of all of these families that are involved, but it's a very noble cause that you guys are pursuing, and thank you so much for joining and telling us about it.
Thank you so much for having me.